ash, blood, infants, ash, blood, infants, ash.
I grew up around metal, and it was usually like all of the big flagship titles. Like you had your Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, Typo, Deftones, yeah, that kind of stuff. And I was fine with that, but that was like as far as metal went for me. There was obviously like the more dad rock stuff, like your Megadeth and such. That is as far as metal went for me. The stuff I listened to that eventually segued me into looking into metal more was stuff like hardcore electronic genres like gabber. When I started to listen to gabber music, and that's also what got me into module music as well. Because they had a huge scene that was very they used those kind of programs a lot, so I went through a whole rabbit hole of that. I eventually looked into metal more. I was struggling to find stuff I was into. There was a lot of groups that had just like a bunch of production stuff going on. It sounded very overproduced, and that's something that coming from gabber, which is, despite being electronic, is very raw. A lot of earlier metal definitely had that analog sound. I found a lot of different groups. There, some of my favorites are Demolition Hammer, Crumbsuckers, should also check out Oppressor, very good band. And this other group, which is what this video is about, which is Ripping Corpse. I hear a lot of things bounce around to describe them. What Ripping Corpse did most was take all of its inspirations, pile them all together to make something entirely unique. You can hear notes of thrash, you can hear notes of death. It's that perfect little transition of two genres that made a sound that just doesn't happen anymore. I hear a lot that they were ahead of their time, but I still can't find anything that sounds like even remotely like Ripping Corpse. So when I first found Ripping Corpse, it was their main album, their only album, Dreaming with the Dead. It has sort of an open production. It definitely could have been better. The last track on it is terribly mixed, at least the first part. Good album, a lot of good stuff. The main thing that you get out of it is a decent recording of a lot of those songs, which I'll get into, but you'll also find some of their demos officially released. It shows part of what I love them so much for, which is where their inspirations. You can kind of chronologize the sound transitioning into death metal, where you can hear Scott Ruth, the vocalist. He incorporates the high notes from thrash vocals more often in those earlier demos. But despite them doing more of a transition, he still keeps those and he does them, and I love that. I feel like for a lot of metal vocalists, they really only have one or two tricks up their bag, which is nothing against that. I'm a fan of really low vocals, gutturals. I like that stuff, but it can get quite repetitive. That's something that Ripping Corpse is not. Some years later, after looking for tons of different groups and finding a bunch of bands, I realized I was looking for more Ripping Corps, so I decided to just go back to Ripping Corps and do a bunch of research. And it turns out they had pretty bad stuff happen. They got signed to a label that went belly up, which screwed them over, and they had to fight to get signed again, and that just never really happened. But they released an EP, and they had Up To, and the main reason I'm re-recording this is because I miscounted several times during the recording, so there's like 8 minutes of dead air of just me researching. But there's up to 24 unreleased songs from Ripping Corps, which is more than double the amount of officially released songs, which would be the 11 from... Fact check that. 12. Sorry. 12. So no, exactly double. And I am counting, Dreaming with the Dead had a track removed because of the lyrics being too explicit. Despite it being produced in the same studio and intended for the album, I count it as unreleased. But I guess we'll just go through all the unreleased tracks here and just, play them. I have them all categorized here, so there's a bunch of YouTube videos. I made a huge playlist that I'll link in the description of just everything I could find. But we have untitled tracks, 1 through 5. And then we have the 3 tracks from the Industry EP, which is Morbid Fascination, The Hate Eternal, and Last and Only Son.
I'm a morbid fascination with the dark ruin thing. Like a human nature, let loose on silver string. Suddenly gluttonous glorious seeds that won't change. Words of dimension, you're under sickness and placate. The breathing, falling down, forget. Lock me in the jaws, meant to see this as a game. Pull the reins on ego out, and the victim found no brain. Sorrows, my father said, bear and sickly son. Slave, declare your wicked dreams. Rise, the settled sun. All is born to irritate. Tragedy, to the fate. The free, corrupt, the only son. Give the liquor stay. Rocks my restless sleep. With nightmares of my day. Small amount of suffering for the man I am today. Everything clearly, demons slowly die. Open up my heart, torment in my mind. Found the breath, lost no sea. Minute the brain of years. I'm the last and only son. Monster bred and reared.
And then we have ones from instrumental recordings and live performances, which is Grey as a Shadow or Grey a Shadow. I'm not sure what the title of that one is. Swine Hunt. Growing Ancient with the Cold. Pyre of Lies. Keeping Misery Alive. Hate Fire. Funeral Size. And then there are some other ones which were a little harder to find. On the Breath of Dawn. And the goat. Then we're also counting Exhumation Day, the track cut from Dreaming of the Dead.
We took a little yakking today. We dug her up so we could play. We fucked her all out of our way. Abuse the tools on exhumation day.
And then some other harder to find live performed ones, which is Satan's Love Babies.
But you guys should not die.
and Drunk and Stoned. And then there's ones and demos, which is Stone Garden. And Wounds. And The Unblessed, which is a very early pre-death track. There's a lot of complicated history that I don't think I'm qualified to comment on, but I will just say it from what I've seen. Supposedly they didn't get signed because Scott, the vocalist, looked more like a hardcore vocalist, which if that's true, that sucks so bad. But yeah, that's the whole thing. I don't know. Listen to this group, bring up awareness, mention it to friends. I feel like it's important. Anything that can be done about Ripping Corpse is done. The members, they went on to participate in some great projects. I'd check out Dimmock. A lot of the members from Ripping Corpse went on to work on Dimmock. The Dying Light, Brandon Thomas, the drummer, moved to this project. Some pretty good stuff. Hate Eternal, Rutan and Sean Kelly went to move on that. And for the vocalist, it's kind of hard to find anything on him past Dimmock, which is tough because I really liked him in Ripping Corpse. I think the best thing that could happen to Ripping Corpse is like a cover band to actually know the lyrics of, because a lot of the recordings for a lot of the songs are just like hard to hear. Yeah, I don't know, Ripping Corpse, try them out.